India is a strategic partner with whom the US engages in a full and frank dialogue, and President Donald Trump has been very clear with New Delhi on his concerns over its purchase of Russian oil and trade imbalance with Washington, a State Department official has come out to say. We bring you breaking news right at the top of this segment this hour. What I can say in terms of India is that the president has been very clear in terms of the concerns he has regarding the trade imbalance, regarding the concerns he has when it comes to the purchase of Russian oil. You've seen him take action directly on that. State Department Principal Deputy Spokesperson Tommy Pigott has said this at a press briefing on Thursday itself. He was in fact responding to a question on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to China for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit from August 31st to September 1st, his first visit to the country in 7 years. This is what we're picking up at the very top of this segment in terms of another reaction coming in from the US administration side, from Trump administration side to be more specific, in terms of what President Donald Trump thinks and has to say about India and the tariffs that have been levied on our country. And this also comes in at a time when India and China relations are also, in fact, looking at interesting developments taking place. China warming up to India at that as well. And right ahead of the SCO summit, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is reportedly scheduled to visit China right after 7 years, for the first time in 7 years, that is. And as far as the trade war continues, there have been several comments that have come in from President Donald Trump when we speak of the Russian oil purchase. That's something that's been highlighted by the US president time and again, that India's purchase of this Russian oil is what has led to such high tariffs and also sanctions on top of them, secondary sanctions on top of them. And at this point, we have Pranay Upadhyay joining us live on the broadcast to bring us more details. Pranay, a very good morning to you. This is what a spokesperson, it is the State Department Principal Deputy Spokesperson, the comments that has been made by him in terms of what President Donald Trump thinks of India, as well as at a time when Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to visit China for the SCO summit.
You're absolutely right, Shreya. The State Department spokesperson only articulated the stand of President Donald Trump, because President Donald Trump has already made it clear that no further negotiation until the issue gets resolved, and wherein he intends with the issue he has highlighted is the issue of Russian oil purchase by India. And he has refused to acknowledge the fact that the Russian oil purchase is point number one. It has ensured the stability of oil in the international market, because if India would have relied on if India would have not bought the Russian oil or bought oil from the other conventional sources, then it would have certainly led to the price escalation. More so, he has refused to acknowledge the fact that the conventional sources of energy, or the primary, the source of crude oil, the OPEC countries, except Russia, they were diverting their energy, to ensure the energy security of Europe. And in fact, government of India has already made it clear, Shreya, that the intention or the decision to buy Russian oil was actually to ensure the energy security of India, because India, every day, India buys around 52 lakh barrel of crude oil. And even at the highest peak of Russian oil purchase, which is not now, some time ago, was not more than 40%. So 40% also turns out to be 20 lakh barrel per day. That Russian oil purchase India bought, on the Western price cap. So the price was decided by the West. The decision actually helped, and India took the previous administration, the Biden administration, into confidence as far as the decision is concerned. And many a times it has been conveyed and explained to the US authorities. But President Donald Trump, being President Donald Trump, he thinks that, it's actually, he has made this theory that the Indian oil purchases are actually fueling the Russian war machine, which is the bizarre theory, because Europeans are also buying the Russian oil. Many other countries, even the NATO allies like Turkey and other countries, are also buying the Russian oil. And President Donald Trump is not looking at that part. So this becomes a problematic and a troublesome issue here. But as he said, that no further negotiation till the issue get resolved. So we have to wait for that. And we might have to wait what happens in terms of the U.S. and Russia's engagement, because Kremlin has confirmed that there is going to be a direct meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump. But in this case, also there are indications that President Donald Trump wants a trilateral meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin, and alongside he want to have Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky there. And if whether we do not know whether the Russian president agrees to this thing or not. So this actually complicates the entire geopolitical game here. But we have to see what happens in terms of India-US engagement. India remains committed to have a constructive dialogue and a constructive engagement with the United States.
Absolutely. Pranay, do stay with us right now. Let me quickly take our viewers through what exactly has been said by both Donald Trump and Tommy Peugeot here. Let's take a look.
Expect increased trade negotiations, since you've announced the 50% tariff?
No, not until we get it resolved.
Do you expect increased trade negotiations, since you've announced the 50% tariff?
No, not until we get it resolved.
Well, what this is about is an honest, full, and frank dialogue about real concerns that this administration has, that the president has outlined very clearly, addressing those concerns through his actions. He's spoken about them, whether it's about the purchase of Russian oil, whether it's about the trade imbalance. Addressing those concerns is important, and that's part of what it means to have a frank dialogue, to address those concerns that you have, and then hopefully have conversations to see those concerns addressed. So the president's been very clear. His concerns about what he has seen from India speak for themselves. He's truthed multiple times about it. But ultimately, this is about a frank and full dialogue, and that's what it means to advance American interests. That's what it means to really have full diplomatic dialogue with partners to address concerns that we need to see addressed.